So welcome into the second of the series of organisation. This is a really interesting topic, this one. So what we've got here is large numbers on court. Okay, so large numbers. Now I've got the court drawn out here and we're going to consider how we might organise a large group of players. So this topic could be anything, but let's work on that first volley, okay, at the net. So it's coach plus 3. We could place our coach there. We can have a player here, and we can have another player here. Now, how the organisation works in this one is that these two are hitting with each other, and these two are hitting with each other. Okay, so they're hitting up and down, and then after the coach has had a go with one and made sure that actually they're still looking at this person over here and giving some feedback, what they would do is that they would go, one would go this way, one would go there, one would come this way, and the players would rotate round. So then there's going to be 3 rotations. Okay, so that's really simple. This is 3 on court. So now let's take 4 players on court. So we've got our coach and we've got a player here. Now, because they're working on volleys, I'm also going to put another player there. I'm going to put a player here, I'm going to put a player there. So that then the coach is working up and down this line here with this player, and these two are rotating in and out. So they're taking it in turns. At the same time, these two are practicing some volleys of whatever the task is, okay, and the coach is making sure that they look across and they see and they watch this player as well at this side. Now, there are 4 positions in this example. So you've got position 1, position 2, position 3, and then position 4. And what happens is they just go through 4 rotations. So 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, and they move all around in those positions. So one's going to go this way, that's going to go there, this one comes there, and then this one moves around there. So they move round in that sort of circular fashion, if you like. They're going round like this. Okay, so that's how I would work with 4 players, maintaining the quality with the feeding with these pair, and the other 2 work on the other side. So now let's work with 5 players on court. So with 5 players on court, still got the coach here, still got a player there, still got a player there, still got my player who's acting as a feeder in this position, and I've got a player there and a player there. Okay, so now I've got 5 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then those players, basically these 2 will rotate round here with me, and these 2 would rotate round with this one. Okay, and then after a little while, they all go around those 5 spots. So 1 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4, 4 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, and 2 goes to 1. So again, they're rotating round like that. There's 5 rotations. So these might take 2 shots, these might take 2 shots, and they rotate round. But as the whole group moves, we move round as a 5. Okay, so let's move on. 6 players on court. So now I've got my 6. Now at 6, definitely this is where the coach is going to step out. So we're going to go player, 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 player. And again, same thing here. But now what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to break this down into 2 half courts like this. And so what happens here is we've got player 1, player 2, player 3, player 1, player 2, player 3. And what happens with player 1 and 2 and 3 is that they're going to change their position. So after they've practiced, and again they would be like 2 shots and rotate, these 2 would be rotating regularly, these 2 would be rotating regularly while they're playing down here. Then what will happen is player 1, after a certain amount of time, and remember the coach is going to be up here somewhere to like give some feedback into these players. So what's going to happen is that this player will then go, player 1 goes up to be player 3, like this. Player 3 comes to player 2, and player 2 becomes player 1, and the same happens repeated on this side as well. So that's how I would work with 6. I'd split it down into 2 half courts at this stage. What's going to happen here is that you're going to have player here, and again we've got the same because they're practicing their volleys like this. And what's going to happen is you're going to find a spot, a nice little safe spot here for another player and another player to be here, and they're going to rotate in with these 2 players over here. So we've got the same format as last time, but we've got 4 players on this half court, over here and 4 players over here. So you've got player 1, player 2, player 3, and this is player 4, and they're going to be rotating around after they've had a go, and they all go around those different spots. Now, down this end, when they're feeding, they can go around after 2 rallies. So that's a rally with each of the pairs. These are still having 2 shots and swap. Okay, and after they've done enough time and the coach has managed to see them enough here, they've gone over here and they've seen on both sides, then what happens is that player 1 and 4, like this, would then go and become the 2 players up there, and then these 2 would come down to this side. Okay, so that's how I would get my 8 players on court in this scenario for volleys. You've got to be mindful of the topic that you're teaching. So that topic was volleys, okay, and we had the players at the net, which was relatively easy. Now, if you have back glass, okay, then remember you've got the doors hit the court here like this, okay, and if we're working on back glass, okay, let's say for example we take 8 again off back glass. So we've got player here, player there. Those are the ones that are working off the back glass. These are the workers, yeah, like this. Now at the side here, we've got a holding station, right? Now it depends on the level of your players and the task you're doing, but I'd put a player in that position there and a player there. These 2 are swapping after a number of goes, and then I'm going to put a player here and a player there who are doing the volleys, and these 2 are swapping round like this. So I think the important thing to mention in this scenario is that these here are in a safety position off to the side of the court, but they rotate round quickly. So you can see what happens if you stripped out numbers from this. You would take out the players at the side over here. You'd take out this player and this player, leaving these in, and that would make your 6. Okay, then obviously when you go to 5s and 4s, it just becomes easier and easier. But you can see how I would split my court down into 2 when we're working on exercises where we can get lots of volume in. So that is a brief introduction into how you could organise large numbers and adapt on court. So I hope you enjoyed that session. Look forward to seeing you soon. Any comments, please let me know.